Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sunday afternoon soundtrack chit chat with Erik Woods. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. I'm taking a break from working, so that explains the new background. Um, it's like 70 degrees outside today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We just got through a major winter storm that came by on Friday. I went out to shovel, and the snow was up to my knees.
Hmm.
And it was heavy, too. It was like packing snow. So, yeah, that sucked. But thank God there's some nice neighbors around here who had snow blowers. So they were able to get rid of the heavy stuff for me. So, but yeah, it's a nice day now. And yeah, still winter here.
Are you ready for the John Williams concert in like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I keep forgetting that it's that close. I mean, we're into March now, so it's like, oh my God, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
it's happening.
But yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm wearing to match your style. We'll see. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. And the thing is, talking about concerts, we just found out locally that the KW Symphony, they're doing Back to the Future, and that same weekend, Toronto is doing Superman the movie.
Really?
So I think that weekend I'm going to go see both for sure. It's going to cost a fortune to go to Toronto because those tickets are always expensive. But Back to the Future, I think I get tickets for like $30 because you sit all the way in the back.
What's the date for these concerts?
This is February. February. Let me check my.
February of next year.
Yes. So this will be. Okay. Well, oh, sorry, that's another one. Back to the Future will happen on February 16th, 17th of 2024. Whoa, something just happened here. And yeah, so it'll be the Friday and the Saturday. And then Superman happens that same weekend.
I might need to plan a trip.
Yeah, we're let us know because then we got to get the ticket. I know my friend David, he's getting a season pass for the TSO, so he can get tickets. We can get discount on the tickets. Let me see make sure about the Superman tickets. Sorry.
The Boston Pop schedule dropped for spring, and I was very, very disappointed.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Superman is going to be Friday and Saturday that same time. So February, you want to come down for that weekend? We can go see two awesome scores.
Do I have to have a passport to get into Canada?
Yes, you do. Yep, they changed that a while ago. It used to just be a driver's license, but now they're sticklers about that.
Can I just like swim across one of the Great Lakes and be like, "Hey, I'm here"?
Well, in February you can walk across one of the Great Lakes, I guess.
Okay.
It'll be frozen. Nah, they're huge bodies of water. So, but yeah, no, you'll need a passport for sure.
Okay. Let me welcome the chat. David Pinzak's in the house. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Big Al Presents. How are you? Anders Falk. Hello. How are you? And Victor Field. Hello. Victor has been dropping videos on his tape collection. I'm like, wow, you got a lot of tapes, and you need to email me your address because I got something for you off eBay that I know you want because you mentioned it in one of your videos, and it's shipping from Great Britain. So if you can save me paying for shipping twice, that would be awesome. If you could give me your address, just email it to me.
See what happens, Victor, when you start a YouTube channel? You start getting stuff. So if you don't have a YouTube channel yet, and you want Daniel to send you stuff, start one. just say you need something. That Harry Potter box.
What does that mean to need something?
Yeah.
Speaking of needs, Lucas Kendall dropped another massive list of things being sold.
Yeah, that was through Creature Features.
Did
So
you
I don't
see
know
the
what
Ten
that's all
Commandments
about.
box set for $250?
Which box set?
10 Commandments,
Oh, how much was it?
$250.
Are you gonna do it?
I'm very broke till Friday, and I didn't think I needed to email Lucas Kendall and be like, hey man, like can I pay you on Saturday? He doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. So
He might not be, but you know what? The worst thing he can say is no. And I don't
that's
think
true.
it's gonna go anywhere, honestly. But
That's like the best price I've seen on that in a
yeah.
long time.
So I would just reach out, go look. I bought some of your CDs before, and I'm good for the cash. Can you hold on to it? I will send it to you immediately next Saturday. I'm guaranteed. So maybe he'll say yes. And
I've
then you
also
go
got
there.
that concert in Chicago next month, so it's
Which one?
can't
Yeah.
can't do everything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and La La Land's got 25% off this month,
They are
but
sneaky, aren't they?
no Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No,
No Harry
convenient.
Potter and no disaster box set either.
Really?
It was there, but now it's temporarily out of stock. All the good stuff that I think that people were waiting for a deal on is now temporarily out of stock. But I'm sure once the deal's done, they'll be back in stock.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. As long as I get X Files Volume 3, my collection will be complete, and I'll be fine. So
Yeah.
But yeah, says I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a soundtrack score today. Yeah, actually, I would have to pay him Saturday. His payday's on Friday. Check goes in on Friday. So time to hit me up for money is the day after payday. Will be Saturday. Anyone got any burning questions about film scores that they would like us to
Yeah, I'm
chit chat
interested.
about?
Yeah, it's a free for all in the comments.
Yeah.
Like the question I have is, where is Ian?
Ian's got some family things going on. We all have responsibilities outside of YouTube, and
Yeah.
I kind of got hit with everything the first 2 months of the year. I'm hoping the rest of the year is smooth.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. So did you listen to the Orville? And it's only digital right now, but did you give that a spin at all?
Is it season 3 or?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know it was out. Yeah.
Yeah. Just came out. 4.5 hours of music.
Really?
And there's one action cue from Kevin Casca that's 20 minutes long. It's amazing. It's essentially, all these composers who can write like John Williams, writing like John Williams, and just knocking it out of the park. It's so amazing.
Are we getting like a 4-disc set from La La Land with all this goodness?
I don't think La La Land's going to touch it. It's a Hollywood Records thing right now. I think it's all going through. Well, it is. Everything's going through Disney. La La Land lost. Well, I don't know. I don't know. They didn't sell well. The seasons 1 and 2 albums did not sell well at all. So they didn't touch. They're not going to touch season 3. And if they do, it'll be a surprise to me because it was mentioned. It's like, hey, is anybody doing Orville season 3? And they're like, no, it didn't sell well at all, so we're not going to touch it. So, but they could surprise us. But yeah, it's out digitally. It's all on all the streaming platforms, and you can buy high res files as well. But it's just so delightful. I've been wanting to. Because I've been listening to. I captured a few scenes just so I can hear the music, and I've been listening to those ever since they were released, especially the Casca material from episode 1. And so it's just great to finally hear all that without the sound effects. Although the scores do get great mixes in the show. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I think next to the Rings of Power, it's the best scored television series right now, and I hope they keep going.
David Pinzak wants to know what's in your CD player today r/now.
Oh my god, I haven't listened to anything today. we've been solving a murder mystery. so and I'm you know what, I meant to play making breakfast and all that. I was going to play by request because I had the Cowboys in my head all day. And so I just wanted to get it out of my head. So that's how I usually get certain songs out of my head, is by just playing them. And then I never did play it. So, but I do want to play that sometime today. But there's nothing in the player right now. The player. How about you? What do you listen to while you're at your job?
I've been listening to TFB's been dropping a bunch of videos on a bunch of new firearms coming out, so I've just been listening to those about things I know. I'm not dropping 2,500 for a new rifle.
Wow.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
That's a lot of CDs and LPs.
Yeah. Victor, yeah, we're talking about the score to the film. Yeah. So Back to the Future was canceled in 2020 because of COVID. I was so upset. We were ready to go, and so that was canceled. But so they brought it back. I didn't think they were going to bring it back, but I'm glad they brought it back. And they're also doing a film night in September.
Hey, you doing YouTube or talking about film scores? You're talking about your report or something? Yeah, I showed you at 12. It's a way to do it. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, and then they're doing
2020.
Superman that same weekend, Victor. So sorry, what were you saying?
Did you not see it before at one point?
Superman?
No, Back to the Future.
We were going to.
Okay.
And it got canceled. So, and it's the funny thing is, it's Back to the Future only with the Kitchener Symphony, which is odd, because it's making the rounds. So, yeah, the TSO Toronto Symphony is only doing Superman, but the KW Symphony is doing a film music night in September of this year. They're doing like Oscar nominated winning scores, so that should be a nice concert as well. So yeah, they do really well with film music concerts here in town. So I'm really happy with that. You usually get like one or two shows. I mean, they just did Harry Potter, and then they had another score to film concert. I forgot which one it was. Oh, Justin Hurwitz was in town doing Whiplash. I didn't go. But yeah, they had a jazz band set up, and Justin Hurwitz was conducting the KW Symphony in a performance of Whiplash to picture.
Cool. Boston Pops is doing Return of the Jedi this year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but hotels are averaging around 500 a night on those 3 days, and if I go for one night, I'm looking at about $1,000 just to go. If I go for 2 nights, I'm looking at 1,500. If I go for 3, I'm looking at.
What is the closest orchestra to where you live?
I've got one in town.
Well, is it like a major orchestra? Like, will it play these things? Will it do these types of concerts, or are they just
they did a few years ago.
Okay.
They're actually the day I fly back from Chicago, they've got a film music night, and I may go to that. I don't know. I'm kind of like, But Atlanta's 4 hours away. Nashville's 2 hours away. So I know Atlanta did Return of the Jedi last year.
Yeah.
They're doing a Harry Potter, one of the Alexander Desplat Harry Potters this year. Right?
Okay. That seems to make more sense to go see that than Return of the Jedi. I'm sure Return of the Jedi will come to an orchestra near you at some point.
If it was Empire Strikes Back, I'd be there all 3 nights.
Oh my God.
if it was Raiders, Temple of Doom, or Last Crusade, I'd be there. Or E.T., I'd be there all 3 nights. But I'm like, I don't know, Return of the Jedi, and it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be the George Lucas version, and I'm just like,
oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd rather just spend that money on something else.
That makes sense.
A big letdown.
Yeah.
But
Black Panther, huh? I wonder how that would sound live.
And Beauty and the Beast. Which Beauty and the Beast? The cartoon or the kind of cartoon?
I'm always curious about the musicals as well, because they did Singing in the Rain here in town. So do they have the original audio track, like the voice track, and then they're just playing along with the voice track, or is someone, I don't know. I couldn't see that somebody lip syncing, but that just seems odd. I mean, I wonder how that works. I mean, especially for Singing in the Rain, like, do they have the separate elements? That's what I always thought. Wow, how did they do that? They must have had a multi-track of that. But I was always curious about how they would do that. Beauty and the Beast seems to be something that might be easier to do, but yeah. I'd go see Beauty and the Beast.
Boston Pops 2020 had, I think that was the best season that never ever happened. They did a Alan Menken concert
Oh wow.
that season, which of course, got canceled, along with the Danny Elfman concert that got canceled, and John Lynch Film Night that got canceled, and Empire Strikes Back that got canceled, and Keith Lockhart's 25th anniversary concert that got canceled. In retrospect, it might have been a good thing because I would have been extremely broke for the next year.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I don't want to spend the money to go see Superman, but it's
I'm like,
Superman.
how much are the tickets going to be? Like 150?
Yeah,
That's not bad.
but I don't have that.
I
Trust me,
understand.
I don't. But I mean,
do you have to take the wife and the kids as well, or are you just talking for you?
oh no, I mean, they might want to come, but they saw ET, and I mean, I think again they'd have to like the movie. They don't. I don't think they've ever seen the movie, honestly. Back to the Future, they might go see, but I'm just trying to get a bunch of guys locally who I know to maybe go out and just have a fun weekend watching film scores. So probably about 4 or 5 of us, I think. And if you show up, then that'd be awesome. But yeah, the family, no, we've been to a bunch of concerts before. Like when they were young, the kids were younger, we used to go. But and I've dragged Liam to Empire and Raiders, and he enjoyed that. So but I don't know if they'll go see, I don't know if they'll sit through it. They might. They'd probably sit through Back to the Future more so than Superman. So, but I think Superman's just going to be amazing. There wasn't a lot of editing to the music in that film, so I'm looking forward to hearing. I mean, because I think they reorchestrated the main title as well, because there's a really bad edit within the main title in the movie itself, and I think they fixed that with a new orchestration and with Back to the Future. I think Alan Silvestri wrote some extra music for the first 15 minutes, just so that we're not all sitting there just waiting for the orchestra to play, because the orchestra doesn't show up for at least 18 minutes, I think, into that film once the DeLorean is revealed. So he wrote some incidental music to go along with some of the scenes.
And Alan Silvestri wrote Predator 2.
Yes, he did. I think we just got to send you all. Everyone should just, if you find Predator 2 on any format, we just mail it to you, and you'll have a wall of Predator 2 releases. And that'll be awesome. That'll be your background for your videos from now on.
Andrew says he's got the expanded Willow in his CD player. That's a good choice.
It is a good choice. Yeah. That's such a great album.
Hey, here's a field trip, everyone. Gothenburg is doing Empire Strikes Back in April.
Let's go.
Let's go. I will get Boomer's American Express Black Card and cover everyone's ticket.
What's Big Al's question?
What score to film would you want to see that hasn't been done? That's like fraught with danger, because if they do a bad job.
I want to see Temple of Doom in concert.
Yeah.
They'll never do it because it's definitely not a family film.
It's rated PG.
Yeah. No, PG-13.
No, it was PG when it came out.
Was it? Oh, you're right. It
Yep,
was.
it was
You're right.
PG.
It was. That's right. Uh, I think I would love to see that. I would love to see Last Crusade. I mean, if they did all the Indiana Jones, King of the Crystal Skull. No, I would also love it if there was like a redone version of the Phantom Menace. So there weren't as many. I mean, there's a reason why they haven't done the prequels, right? Because the music's just editing nightmare, right? And but they've done Force Awakens and Last Jedi. I'm trying to think of something that's way more obscure. Oh, Cutthroat Island. They'll never do it.
What about Pirates of
Never.
the Caribbean? Nashville did that, I think, last summer.
Yeah, that one. No, honestly, the translation from Zimmer's type of orchestration to orchestra doesn't work, if ever. Like you listen to some of those Cincinnati Pops albums where they've reorchestrated Zimmer to orchestra, and you can just tell how limited he is in his orchestration skill. So Pirates wouldn't really do it for me, but I would die. Yeah, Cutthroat Island ever happened, and it'll never happen. I would lose my mind seeing that one. I would also like to see The Adventures of Robin Hood. I mean, those are scores like those classic scores are never tinkered with, right? What was written was in the film. And I think The Adventures of Robin Hood or the Seahawk, anything like that, like a Golden Age series would be incredible. That would be amazing to see. I'm trying to think what else. Batman.
I would love to see Die Hard at Christmas time.
Oh my God, they should.
Wouldn't that be
Could you
awesome?
imagine that? Oh my God.
Like next
That
time
would
I
be
see
great.
Keith Lockhart, I'm gonna be like, dude, what's it gonna take for y'all to do Die Hard instead of Home Alone at Christmas?
Yeah, that's a good choice. Again, that's a lot of work to get that one to be performed as in the film. But I'm trying to think what else would translate so well to, like, Batman would be fantastic. Matrix, I would love to see the Matrix. Um uh oh um I'd like to see, God, it would be so difficult to do. Like
I'd like to
anyone
see
in the
Empire
eight.
of the Sun. I know it won't ever be done.
Yeah. It's the thing about those movies is like you almost need a film that is just like wall to wall music. And Empire of the Sun isn't wall to wall music.
It's
There's a
not.
lot of
No.
music, but it's just like there's so many breaks, and you don't want that in your kind of film music concert. So you need something that's just, yeah. Like I'm surprised that there's not like what I would like to see. We were on a Zoom call yesterday with my Cinematic Sound patrons, and Jay Blake Fischera, who does my Halloween horror themed podcast or show, mentioned that he went to like this old church to see a performance of the music of Goblin, just on a small stage. I mean, because they're a band, right? They don't need a huge orchestra. And it was like this gothic church, and it was like, really creepy. And if you've listened to anything like Suspiria or anything else that they've done, those kind of like a smaller ensemble score would be really, really interesting to listen to in a kind of a smaller venue. Because I know they've done like Under the Skin, Mika Levy's score, which I'm not a fan of. I know that Hildur Gunnardóttir's Joker was done live to picture. But I'm trying to think of something that's a little bit like a Clint Mansell score or something like that would be great. Like Requiem for a Dream. Yeah, something like that would be really neat. But like a smaller ensemble score, like BT's Monster, would be great as well. Yeah. So like you get like I like again, Adventures of Robin Hood, huge orchestral operatic score, and then you kind of go down to something a little bit more simplistic, or listening to like an all electronic score. Like, you imagine if like Brad Fidel managed to do like the Terminator live or something like that. I think that would be or like, hear them reproduce Blade Runner. I don't know how they would do it, but you get a whole bunch of keyboardists on stage and you watch Blade Runner live.
Couldn't you just make, instead of keyboards, just use actual orchestra?
Oh yeah,
Or do you think it would lose
it would
something there?
change the score. It would definitely change the score. Because like, I mean, when you listen to like the orchestral version of Chariots of Fire, it doesn't have that same magic. It can be powerful, much more powerful, but there's just something about the unique sound of Vangelis's synths and how he wrote those scores. I think seeing keyboardists or an electronica team reproducing those sounds, I think would be way more fascinating than trying to transpose it down to an orchestra. But I think it would still be neat. But there's just a bit of a magic missed when you have like an all electronic score gone to moved over to an orchestra. But that's just in my opinion. I don't think I've really heard a good version or a good orchestral version of Chariots of Fire.
Victor
Maybe
says they're
yeah, go ahead.
doing Black Panther at the Royal Albert Hall. Tickets are at £34. That doesn't sound too
Wow.
horrible.
Yeah. But that's a big venue, huh? Like, I mean, if you're sitting
Yeah,
way in the back, but
I
that's a
think that
huge screen though.
seats what, 6,500 people?
Yeah. If that's one venue I definitely want to go to. One of these days. So
I remember being on hold for like maybe an hour and a half for John Williams tickets. I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was online, and I was in the queue. I was number 600 and something, and it dwindled down. I got to double digits, and I'm like, it's going to happen. And then it sold out. Which, in retrospect, is a good thing because I would have been getting off the plane, and I would have gotten the alert that he was in the hospital in London, and I would have been like, it would have been hard to recover.
yeah, that's like, when we arrive in Chicago, when we find out John Williams isn't coming. I mean,
Shut up.
But the thing is, you've seen him. I haven't. I'm like, it's still going to be great, but I mean, I've seen John Williams concerts, but I don't want to watch another John Williams concert conducted by somebody else. I want to be in the same building as the man at least once in my lifetime, and that's the whole reason of going to this thing. So yeah, but I can understand the disappointment of that. I mean, because that was like his first visit to London or something.
London in like 20 years.
Yeah. So,
I know Scarwinkle was there. He got tickets.
I heard the concert was really good though. Still, didn't Dirk Rosse take over and conduct the orchestra?
But again, like your whole thing with going to Chicago, I'm not going to London,
right?
Just to go to London.
Yeah. Understood. Another score I'd love to see is Independence Day. If they ever did that live to picture, I think that could be fun. That's a big score. Trip to Royal Hall. I mean, one day I want to get to the UK. I do, but I wouldn't be able to go without the family. So, but yeah, one day.
Is there anything you're eyeing from the La La Land sale this month besides Harry Potter?
Harry Potter was the only one. I still don't have that physically, and then I thought, the Disaster Collection. Again, I have it digitally. I don't have it physically, and then I think I saw it like when the day that the sale went live, and I had it in like my cart, but I couldn't purchase it because again I was just waiting for payday, and thought, I'll wait, and then all of a sudden it was temporarily out of stock, and so. But I was hoping that sale was like, yes, sale, good, Harry Potter, boom, buy, but no, I have most of, if not everything that I need from La La Land. Except for maybe, I don't think I have the expanded Minority Report.
Really?
I don't think I have that one. So I have to go take a look and see what other John Williams they have. And then the Superman 2 and 3 one seems something like I might want to.
Do you need that if you have the box set?
I don't think so. I just like the packaging. Looks really nice. But the thing is, I'm not even a fan of those scores, so it's like no. I mean, Quest for Peace probably the only one I'd want. But then again, I got that in the box set, so yeah.
I enjoy Superman 4.
Superman 4 is phenomenal score.
It gets a lot of hate.
The film does. I think that's the problem. The film is just so. The film is so bad. The film is so bad. But then you don't realize. I mean, and a lot of the score was dumped because the film was just chopped. So when I finally got a chance to hear it through that FSM release, I was like, "Wow, where?" Because I used to watch that film as a kid all the time. It was
I used to. I
stupid.
taped it off HBO. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had it taped off of, I don't know, when they had like a Sunday night of the at the movies thing on NBC or whatever. So I taped that too, and I used to watch it all the time. But I didn't realize how much incredible music was left on the cutting room floor. So when we got that release, that was next to the remastered Superman score. Quest for Peace was like, wow, how good is this? It's really amazing.
Retro Reels is in the house. How are you, sir? Good to see you. And Sound Engravers here. Thank you for joining us today. I thought, like, besides the X-Files box set, I don't really know what else there is that I haven't bought. But somehow my cart got up to $300 and something.
Holy cow.
So
wow.
and I was like, well, maybe I should ponder this a little bit. I will be pondering until Saturday. Then I will be pushing the button.
That's it's just this the amount of music that you get. I just don't know when you find the time to listen to everything.
I don't. I mean,
you're just a collector.
Yeah. But you have it, and one day, you may come to it.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, like much like yesterday again on the stream, we were talking about composers that we talked to, and I was telling stories of talking to Christopher Young and John Debney and Lee Holdridge, back when I started my radio show, and all the cool things that they would send me. And so we were talking about, like, I just pulled out a few, just showed everybody, and I was like, oh my God, you got to play these on the show at some point. And these are some like of the Debney promos that still aren't available commercially. So that's a really good score. And then there's this little one called Lost and Found, which is fun. And it's interesting to see, promo from his agency. And then I pulled this one out, and Jason went crazy. Jason Drury went nuts over it. It was Doctor Who. John Debney did some Doctor Who music. And what's also I thought was really funny was looking at old web pages and their URLs, just how ridiculous they are, right? And then he did the Jetsons movie and Johnny's Golden Quest. And so like we're talking about just cold calling these composers, and even just the mention of I'm going to do a radio show on your music. Well, they're like, oh great, I got a whole bunch of stuff here that I'd like to send to you to play on the show. And that's how I got those albums. So yeah, but it's just, you're right, it's just great having, again, it's like everything's digitally, it's all digital, it's all on my one little hard drive here, but there's no way I'm giving that stuff up. And I know there's people like Lucas, like what Lucas Kendall's doing, right? Everything's digital, but he's giving everything away, but he has no room for it. I mean, these are my babies. I mean, next to my children, it's like, this is a library. This is a film music library, not only of music, but also of the words and the liner notes. And then there's some just really cool collectible things like this stuff. There's no way I'm giving it away. No way. It's not the same. I mean, that's where I understand. Again, I think I talked about this before, where people who like LPs or physical releases, it's like it's really great to hold on something. And as much as I can have the liner notes to say this on my computer, there's still nothing like, pulling this out and looking at it, and you have those kind of nostalgic memories of when you first kind of got this album. And so yeah, but again, I have too much. I think you might have too much as well, but it's just great to have them. I do have too much.
I saw Miss 80's Discogs, and she's got like 700 and change items on there. And I asked her, I'm like, is that everything that you have? She's like, well, that's just the records. So I'm like, okay. But I mean, I'm up to, I think, low 200s of getting things in. I'm still haven't scratched the surface.
Right.
And then I look at like the max dollar value, and I'm just like, oh. Pitter patter.
Yeah. But I also think that it's great having, there's a story behind, not all of these, but those ones that you treasure the most. I mean, the story of Star Wars is always, it's one of my favorite stories. And then, I've told the story about Raiders, and, there's just some of these albums that, like, for instance, this one. I told the story about this score yesterday as well. This score, it's a TV movie, very, very good TV movie. If you can find it, I think you find it on YouTube. You should watch it. It's a 2-part story. It's very, very good. It's really sad. Graham Revell is credited as the composer, but he didn't write a single note of this score. His orchestrator, Tim Simonek, did. And so Tim, who also has done orchestrations for Michael Giacchino, wrote a couple pieces for Whiplash, as we were talking about earlier. So he asked Graham if he can produce a promo and to put his name on it, although his name is nowhere to be found on the album. But it's very good. It's like it's very Schindler's List-esque. It's that deeply emotional. And it also has track 16, where it's mentioned the end titles and epilogue US version. So I was at the Medal of Honor frontline recording sessions in Seattle, and Tim Simonek's conducting that. And at the end of that session, we had some extra time. And so he had the sheet music for the end title. And he asked Michael, he go, can we record it? I didn't really like the recording that I think this was recorded in Utah. And he goes, can I do the end title, while we still have time? And Michael's like, yeah, absolutely. Of course. He recorded it 3 times. And I remember sitting in the back of the orchestra, and we were in Bastyr Chapel. So it's a huge church just outside of Seattle. Beautiful sound in there. And I'm just sitting on, not risers, but just kind of in the back. And they had like this table that I could stand up on. And I was shooting video from up there. But for this, I just kind of sat there and watched Tim conduct. And I mean, we were all in tears by the time it was done. Super powerful music. And so anyway, yeah, it's a really, really good score. But then I looked inside, and this get kind of the jokes are going to get a little dirty here, because Tim Simonek has a very dirty sense of humor. I mean, he's a sweet guy. He really is. If anybody wants to see or read about his story and how he met his wife, it'll break your heart. It's a wonderful story. So Tim Simonek has a website. Just look up his website and look up his story. It's an incredible story. It's a Hollywood story. So he he sends me this promo, and if I can get whatever, I won't get it out. So he sends me this note. So he promised me the promo, and it says, Eric's finally, sorry it took so long. Take care, Dirty Sanchez. Everybody can go look up what Dirty Sanchez is after this. So what we did is we were recording a piece for I think it's the Panzer tanks in the score for Medal of Honor, and the theme is a dun 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 dun. And so what we did is we were telling all these bad jokes and talking about that sort of stuff and whatever, and we started adding lyrics to that theme, and it was all these. Are you looking it up right now?
No, I got a message from my babysitter.
All of it, it's nasty. It's nasty. But anyway, so we had all these different horrible names, and we put the lyrics to that theme, and we all thought really bad because it's Michael's theme, but we were in the van leaving the recording session to go back to the hotel, and it was about a half an hour ride, and we put that track on, and we were all singing these horrible lyrics to that theme, all of us. So it was myself, Tim, Michael, orchestrators, Tim, Chris Tilden, Chad Sider, and the driver, who we didn't know. And so we all started singing Dirty Sanchez, whatever. Anyway, I just don't want to get too crazy because it's a family show. But anyway, so that's where Tim Simonek's kind of sense of humor is. But I mean, he attaches it to one of his most deeply emotional scores, right? But he still has this sense of humor to send me this little note. And yeah, that's kind of what recording sessions are like. Well, back then it was. But Tim's just a big teddy bear. Just a really nice guy. Always has a smile on his face. And yeah. So that's why I said stories. There's always stories. There's always stories behind all these. And I just, again, Lucas, I mean, I know a lot of the stuff was sent to him for review copies for a magazine, but still, it's like there's got to be stories behind some of these scores that you want to kind of hold near and dear to your heart.
Some people just aren't so mental.
I guess and you're right. You're right. And I think I very much am.
I still have the first tuxedo I ever bought in college. I can't fit into it, but I still have it. I'm not regret it.
Yeah, like I have all of my hockey jerseys and baseball jerseys when I played as a kid and as a teenager, and I always had them in a box. And my mother-in-law found them while we were packing to move from, we were in Hamilton. We were moving from our townhouse to the other house. And she says, you know what I'm going to do? Give me the jerseys and I'll take them back home. She lives in Newfoundland. And I'm going to make a blanket out of them. I'm going to make a blanket out of them. She's like, yeah, I'll cut them up into, squares. And I'll make this giant, I think it's a king size blanket. And she put the front of the jersey and the back of the jersey. And so every jersey that I ever wore is on there. And I mean, it was ruining me to know that she was going to take scissors to these things, right? But I mean, I could still smell like I know it's kind of gross, but I could still smell like the arena or the hockey bag. I mean, hockey bags smell disgusting, but there was a certain smell to each of these jerseys. And I could still smell them on the jerseys, and I didn't want to give any of that away. And I'm like, well, how's that going to work with a blanket? It's just going to reek, but it doesn't. But anyway, it's just, so I have this giant blanket with all my jerseys on it, and it's one of my most prized possessions. But I kept all those jerseys. I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but they were going to be in that box for the rest of my life, no matter what. And so I hold on to all that stuff, and it would kill me to get rid of any of these soundtracks. And I've come close twice to selling them off, just out of sheer desperation, and I'm glad I didn't.
I mean, if you're that desperate again, I got a kidney I can sell for you.
Well, and that's the other thing is there's people that I've talked to, and they're like, I just want to make sure that when I'm gone, that these are given to the right person, or we do the right thing with the collection. So I mean, honestly, if I'm gone, I don't care. They can do whatever they want with these. They can sell them, whatever. But while I'm here, they stay. Even though I'm never going to spin them again. That's the funny thing. Never.
You don't think you'll ever listen to CDs that much?
Nope. No. I think I mentioned this on another episode. The iPod changed all that. That was the device I always wanted. I wanted all my music in a small little device that I could take with me anywhere. And the iPod, that was a dream come true for me, because I used to carry, I did, I think we all had those giant books of CDs, right? With a
Binders,
Walkman.
yep.
And God, and then I got into mini discs, and I had a huge binder of mini discs, but still didn't have everything because they were all just mixes. but they were still great. I used to listen to music all the time because, traveling back and forth from work or, on a bus or a train. But when it came down to the iPad and I was able to put an iPod, and I got one of the big ones that literally had my entire collection on there. That was awesome. But I'll never spend another CD to listen to unless I do another radio show. If I ever get on the radio again, but maybe even that might not happen. I'll just have a player and hook it up to the board and play it. But I can't remember the last time I spun a CD. I honestly can't. I don't remember.
Is Mummies coming out on CD? Do you know?
Which one, Mummies?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume so, and I'm pretty sure
Probably
that
from Quartet. I would
probably
guess.
Quartet, would release it. But right now, I don't know. I don't know what their plans are, but they are a big fan of Velasquez, and so. But Mummies, if anybody out there has not heard it yet, it's awesome. It's a great.
Y'all check it out, like today.
Yeah, that and what's the name of it? I want to make sure I get the title right. What's through Movie Score Media? Bunker by Andrew Morgan Smith, a war score that I think the direction was from the director. Oh yeah, here it is. It goes, the director challenged me by asking, quote, if a composer from the 1940s wrote a horror score, what would it sound like? And so with that in mind, he created this amazing old-fashioned giant orchestral score that's like a 40s horror score recorded with the Budapest Symphony Orchestra. And then he incorporated an instrument he affectionately called the piano guts, which is a soundboard of an upright piano with its strings still on it, and he plucked it, struck it, bowed it, and rubbed it to create some wild noises and textures. I mean, that's where I got scared when I read that, going, oh, it's probably just, he's going to say he's doing this orchestral stuff, but it's just going to be over, blown by all these weird textures. But it is not. It is awesome. It's like my early contender for score of the year right now. It is that good. So it's on Movie Score Media. The CD release is to be announced, but I highly recommend everyone go out and check that, as well as Rangers of the Lost Ring by Panu Altio. If anybody's familiar with his score to like Raiders of the Lost Yacht, it's very much in the same vein. Big, classic adventure score. And if you guys are all sleeping on Panu Altio, then don't. Please go and check out his work. A lot of his stuff is released through Movie Score Media. Stuff like his Tale of series, which is a bunch of documentaries that were done in Finland. It's Tale of a Forest, Tale of a Lake, Tale of the Sleeping Giants. They're awesome. Home of the Dark Butterflies, Dawn of the Dragon Slayer, The Island of Secrets, Super Furball, and a great score he wrote last year called Super Furball Saves the Future. 95, which is a score written for a film about the 1995 World Hockey Championship Finland team. Panu Altio is incredible. So if you want to spend some money this week, folks, those are my recommendations. Movie Score Media, support them, by the way. Mikkel Carlson's doing a lot of great work, and it's kind of an unsung hero in the soundtrack world. He's discovered a lot of amazing composers like Daniel Pemberton and Benjamin Wallfish. Panu Altio released a lot of amazing scores. I mean, God, how long has it been? I remember I was still on the radio when he started the label, so it's been that long, since maybe before 2006. So many great titles. You can't go wrong.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to cut this kind of short today because I can only sit on the floor so long. And I've got a lot more to get done this afternoon. But I didn't want to cancel because we haven't done enough stuff this year. And it is March now.
I don't mind these short shows. Well, we got a lot in, and hopefully Ian can join us next time, and then we'll double our time. And
Yeah, I
but
do miss Ian. I hope he returns soon. I know.
yeah.
I get messages from people asking about him, and I'm like, he's okay. He's got things going on, you know.
By the way, does everybody in the chat enjoy the Sunday show over the Monday show? Is this more convenient? Just kind of let us know. It's more convenient for me. Doesn't seem to be very convenient for Ian. So, but kind of let us know if these weekend shows are easier for you guys to attend than it is on the Monday. Because I just know that I'd be canceling a lot if it was on Monday still. But
David says both either are.
you sound like my daughter when I ask her what she wants for dinner. She says, I'm okay with anything. Like, that's not an answer.
Really? Are you really? Come on.
No, she's not. As long as Caesar salad, she's fine. But it's like, hey, do you want I don't know. It's always her answer is like, I'm okay with anything. So enjoyable regardless of schedule. Oh my God. Yes or no to Sunday. They're both fine for me.
Victor, Victor, I don't mean to be like a little bitch boy about this, but you can get me your address today so I can get that item paid for and they can ship it out, because I've already gotten an alert from eBay. Are you paying for your item? I'm like, yes. I even emailed the seller. I said, look, bought this for a friend in Great Britain. I'm getting his address and then I'll pay you for it. So keep your panties on. And like, you need to pay for your item? Yes, I know this. I'm waiting. Just wait. I've got over 1,000 something transactions on eBay, so I don't think you need to worry about this. But
do it now, Victor.
Do it now. I need it right now.
No, Victor. There's a suggestion.
Getting complicated. Alternate each month.
I'm just saying it's getting very. I'm going to be on at least 12 shoots across the country and in the United States over the summer and into the fall. So my Mondays, I prefer Wednesdays. My weekdays might not work, but if you just you and Ian want to talk on Mondays, go for it. I will watch. It's a full moon. What did we start? What did I start here?
What about a quarter?
He just needs your email address. Was that what Victor
my email address is glassgal3232@gmail.com.
There you go, Victor. Get on it. Do it now.
Yeah. That's GLASGOW 3232. Because people in the States are like, what's that? It's like it's in Scotland, dumbass. Are you from Scotland?
I just love the place.
Yeah, I love it. Is Busty Betty really Busty? And is her name really Betty? No and no. So it's an email address. Anyways, check out the La La Land sale. It's to my understanding, it's all month long, 25% off. That really adds up very quickly, especially on those box sets. They're always out of stock during this time of year.
They are.
But if you search the $5 page on La La Land Records, you even get 25% off those. So
do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Skirwinkle. I know they don't pronounce it like that, but I'm an American, and that's how I roll with it. So
just don't ask him to pronounce Velasquez.
Yeah. Don't.
Well, this was fun. Actually, the hour is fun. We got a lot in, and we didn't.
Congo Wednesday night. Getting the band back together. You got anything going on this week, Erik?
I am trying my best to get my best of 2022 out, as well as are the Oscars next weekend?
I thought they were this weekend, but I thought daylight savings time was
right. Whenever the Oscars come out, I'm going to do my Oscars suck show, and I'm going to play, instead of Oscar winning scores, I'm going to play IFMCA winning scores. So I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to compare and contrast whether they got it right or whether we got it right. And but yeah, there's always a lot of great stuff coming out, and I hope people tune in.
I'm working on my Miss 80s Trivial Pursuit video, and then I'm working on something so massive and large it will liquefy people's brains.
Oh wow, I'm looking forward to that.
Like I've shared the questions with two different people, and I've gotten kind of like the same response from both of them. They were both intimidated and humbled by them.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Oscars are March 12th, so I better get going. I guess if everybody's saying it's like start writing and start recording
next Sunday.
Yeah, so that day I will release my Oscars suck show. Yeah, and then you know what? In April I'm going to be doing a special show on April 3rd for National Film Score Day. And the last time I did that, I did a whole bunch of random tracks. So I had about 750 tracks in, and then I did a randomizer, and whatever number it landed on, that was the track I played. So I need some ideas, because last year was tracks that were 5 minutes long exactly. So I need some ideas as to what type of playlist you want me to choose from, and we can play that game. And I would like to maybe I'll try to do it live. I've been thinking about going on Twitch and doing some live shows. We'll see. But anyway, I could use some ideas for that as well. You know, what kind of playlist should I like? You know, tracks with the word chase in them. Ooh. There you go. Or finale. Or Weepy Donuts. That'll all be Danny Elfman tracks. But yeah. Have you sold all your furniture to pay for that Predator 2 LP?
No, I have not. But I was pondering some bone marrow being sold for the Ten Commandments box set. So.
Wow. Well,
and someone just bought Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring on LP, complete recordings for $1,200.
What?
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
It was some guy on eBay bought it. I was like,
wow.
Sold. That's just, it's going to reaffirm everyone asking 4 figures for it. Thank you, unknown eBay person who bought that.
That's unbelievable. Final Confrontation tracks. That's a good idea. I still think that'll all be Danny Elfman. But I think picking chase cues, having a whole giant list of chase cues, and then doing a randomizer, starting with the. Yeah, I thought about that too. That's very good. It's the first thing that came into mind before I thought chase. That's very good. Well done. All right, let's get back to work. Good to see everybody.
Let's get back to work. And we'll see everyone Wednesday night. And adopt, don't shop. Keep listening to great film music. And we'll see all of y'all very soon.
All right.
Oh, title tracks that include one letter.
Ooh. I wonder how I can do a smart playlist on that in iTunes. I think I can do it. But yeah, this has been fun.